sentence structure has to do with adverb clauses. Okay? Adverbial clauses, you need to make a difference between adverbs and adverbial clauses. Adverbs are words, okay? And you know that they belong to the open class of words because we can create new members and you can add suffixes and prefixes in order to form adverbs, all right? But an adverb clause, as we said before, is a grammatical structure that fulfills a function within the sentence. And the function of this adverbial clause is, of course, that of adverb. Okay, we can identify them in a sentence by asking and answering questions such as when, where, how, why, and so on. This is to say, adverbial clauses have to do with time, place, manner, reason, purpose, and so on and so on. Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes, mister.
Okay. So in order to answer a question of when, we can say something like this. You can leave as soon as you finish the exam. As you can see, all of this structure, as soon as you finish the exam, this is functioning as the adverb of the clause, of the sentence, okay? This is when you will be able to leave, okay?
Yes,
To talk about place, we can say something like, you can't sit where you want. I'll assign a spot for you. So where you want is answering the question of where. Do you understand?
Yes.
yes,
The student answered as if he hadn't studied at all. Okay, and this has to do with manner. How did the student answer? As if he hadn't studied at all. This is something very common in exams, okay?
okay.
And then we have something like the student failed because she didn't prepare well. And in that case, we have because in order to introduce an adverb clause of reason, okay? Answering to the question why. Why did the student fail? Because she didn't prepare well. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on. These are the conjunctions that you can use in adverbial clauses of time. When we use this adverb clause at the beginning of the sentence, it should be separated by a comma from the rest of the sentence, okay? So in order to talk about time, we can begin this adverb clause with when, after, as long as soon as, before, by the time that, directly, during the time that, immediately, the moment that, once, since, until, till, whenever, and while. And this is also very important. We don't normally use a future construction after as soon as, before, at the time, directly, immediately, the moment, till, until, and when. We typically use either a present simple or a present perfect structure here, okay? And I think we had discussed examples of this when we were talking about present simple, okay? And we would say something like, please call me the minute you arrive. Please call me when you get home, okay? We won't usually say, please call me when you will get home, okay? We don't use future after these words, okay?
okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes,
Any questions so far?
No.
No. So adverbial clauses of Place, they can be introduced by where, whatever, anywhere, and everywhere. Typically, they follow the main clause, that is to say, they will be placed after the main clause, unless you want to add emphasis to, to this part of the sentence, to the place. Can you people think of an example of an adverbial clause of place? I can show you the first slide when you have an example of place here. Can you give me a new example? Let's see. Jimena, could you do it?
Could it be something like I was playing in the park?
Okay, but we need an adverbial clause. In the park is an adverb, but that is not a clause because it doesn't have a subject and it doesn't have a finite verb.
Okay.
Can be my mother is working where my dad used to work.
Excellent. Where my dad used to work, did you say?
Yes,
Yes, that is the idea, okay? Where my dad used to work. In that case, we have where at the beginning, and then you have my dad, which is the subject, and used to work, which is the verb. So there you have a clause, okay? And that clause functions as the adverb of the sentence. Do you understand?
yes,
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So then we have adverbial clauses of manner, and they typically begin with as or in the way that, okay? This is an example. The students were very scared, as if the teacher was a monster. Sometimes they are, okay? You can also use as if, as though, especially after be, seem, and so on. It feels as if the student has memorized his entire speech. I will need two examples of these adverbial clauses, one with the first structure and one with the second. And let's see. Paula, could you give an example of the first example and Valentina of the second structure?
mm, mm,
Do you need any help?
yes, please.
Okay, so I can say something like this. The teacher asked a question. As if students knew the answer. You understand?
Yes,
This will be
Yes.
the adverb clause, okay, of manner. We can analyze that in this example, the teacher was very confident that students will come up with an answer, okay? So the manner in which he asked the question was as if he knew, as if the students knew the answer. Do you understand?
Yes.
What about the second
Yes.
structure? As though, it seems as though,
Mister,
yes,
could it be something like it smells as if there's something that here?
it smells as if there is something dead here, right?
Yes.
Excellent, very good. Do you have any lost pets? Maybe that's an explanation.
Yes, but they are not here.
Okay. Just take it into account. There we have adverbial clauses of reason. Okay, and we saw an example at the beginning. They typically begin with because, as, seen that, or since. Can you guys come up with an example? Let's see. I like this of pointing out people. Nicolas, are you there? I don't think I have ever heard Nicolas's voice.
Mister,
Yes?
Paula is writing in the chat.
Okay. Student. Nicolas, are you alive? Can you people complete this sentence? The student had never spoken because
They are so shy.
the student, okay? This is a singular noun.
Sorry,
Careful.
because
Because,
he is so shy.
okay, because he was or he is very shy. So in this case, because he is very shy, this is the adverb clause of reason. Okay? I like present perfect better.
Yes.
The student has never spoken because he is very shy. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. There's absolutely no reason for me to do this, but I can't leave it like that. Okay. Adverbial clauses of condition. They are also called conditional structures, okay? And I think you have already worked with some of them. And they can take these conjunctions, assuming that, if, on condition that, provided that, providing that, so, as long as, and unless. I think you guys are familiar with if structures, right?
Yes.
Can somebody tell me an example? Valentina?
Yes. Mm, mm. Assuming that can be first or have to go at the rest of the sentence.
Can you please repeat?
Assuming that can be at the beginning of the sentence or not.
In the case of conditionals, you know that you have two parts, okay? One of them is called the condition,
Mhm.
and the other one is called the result. Translating that into complex sentence language, the condition part is the subordinate clause, and the result part is the main clause, okay? You can have
Mhm.
either order. You can either begin with the condition or with the result, and the meaning of the sentence it will be the same, okay? So
Okay. Um, Assuming that the teacher is speaking, the students have to talk.
um, I can't understand the sentence clearly.
Mhm. Um,
Assuming that the teacher is talking or speaking, did you say?
Speaking.
Assuming that the teacher is speaking, this will be the condition, okay? What will be the result?
Yeah. Students have to talk or answer.
Hmm, there is not a clear condition and result relationship in that sentence.
Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay.
Assuming that the teacher is speaking, the students will. Can somebody else please try to finish?
Will pay attention or
Okay,
not.
will pay attention. And in this case, there is a clear relationship between condition and result, okay? We are saying that the students
Mhm.
will pay attention only if the teacher is speaking. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, as we said before, the students will pay attention. This is called the result. And in complex sentence terms, this is the main clause. Okay, it's the important clause, the one that can survive if we, let's say, dismiss the first part, okay? And this first part, assuming that the teacher is speaking, this is the condition. And in complex sentence terminology, this is the subordinate clause, okay?
Yes.
Okay, then we have adverbial clauses of concession. What is the meaning of concession? Basically, concession means contrast, okay? Like we say something positive and then we say something negative. Let me give you an example, okay? Although the students are lazy, although the students are lazy, they have good hearts. Do you understand that sentence?
Yes.
Yes.
We are saying something negative and something positive, okay? So that is the meaning of concession. On the one hand, this, but on the other hand, this other thing. Could I have another example? Jimena?
Uh, could it be even though animals can talk, I'm always waiting for an answer?
Yes, the only problem with that sentence is you can't omit the subject in the second part, okay? So you would say something like, although animals can talk, they are always waiting for an answer.
Mister,
Yes?
could it be although I don't like his manners, I respect his character?
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Any other?
Would it be, although it is a national holiday, the responsible students are participating in the grammar class?
Very accurate example. Very good. However, the national holiday was yesterday, okay?
Yes, yes, I know.
Then we have adverbial clauses of purpose, okay? So that, in order that, in case, less, and for fear. Let me give you an example with for fear that is a structure that I particularly like, okay? Students tried really hard for fear that they fail. Do you understand? For fear that they fail. We can paraphrase this and say because they were afraid of failing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any other example? No, what about adverbial clauses of result? There we have so, that, such, that. Let me give you an example. The students were so responsible. They were so responsible that they participated in class on a Friday. Do you understand the sentence?
Yes.
They
Yes.
were so responsible that they participated in the class on Friday. You can also use such in this case, more or less with the same example. The students had such responsibility that they participated in the class on a Friday. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, then we have adverbial clauses of comparison, and that follows the usual pattern of as plus adjective plus as, or as plus adverb plus as. Can you think of an example? Shall I give you an example first? There are few people as responsible as the girls are.